I think you all are well and healthy at your home. Students, in our previous video, we have completed lesson number 4 and today we are going to start lesson number 5. And our lesson number 5 is combustion and fossil fuels. In smaller classes, in your previous classes, you must have read that what is combustion and what are the different type of change which occurs nearby us. Let us recall them once more. That first of all, reversible changes. Students, reversible, as the name suggests, the changes which can be reversed again, which can be get again, are called reversible change. For example, if you melt ice, okay, if I melt the ice, what will happen? It will get converted into liquid state, and if I freeze it again, then again it will take that shape of ice. So this is the example of reversible change. Another example also you can take. If I boil the water, what will happen? When I boil the water, it will get converted into gaseous state, okay? And if I again condense it, then after condensing also I will get the water in the liquid state again. So such type of change which can be again regained means the reactant can again be converted into product and product can be converted into reactant. Such type of reactions or such type of changes are called reversible change, okay? Then physical and chemical change. What are physical? Physical means which you can observe physically. For example, I have given you example of melting of ice, okay? When ice melt, you can easily observe that it get converted into liquid state, okay? So such changes which can be again regained are called physical change. Now we will talk about irreversible change. What do you mean by irreversible? Which cannot be reversed again. Such changes are called irreversible change, or we can say whenever a new substance is formed, that type of change are called chemical change or irreversible change. Let us study one example. For example, if I say that a candle is burning, what will happen? A candle is working as a fuel here. When it burns, then it get converted into CO2. Can we again regain that CO2? No. So whatever product we have got, it cannot be again changed to reactant. So therefore such type of changes are called irreversible change or chemical change. I think reversible, irreversible, physical and chemical change are clear to you all. Then come to next point. You must have read and you know also that oxygen support burning, or we can say that the thing can burn only in the presence of oxygen. If oxygen is not present anywhere, then the burning process is impossible. Then next, carbon dioxide. We know that carbon dioxide does not support burning, or I can say that carbon dioxide extinguishes fire. So oxygen is a fire supporter gas, whereas carbon dioxide did not support fire or burning, okay? In this you can see many things were given, isn't it? In your beginning of this, you have to circle them, that which can be used when there is a situation of fire. Here sand is there, oxygen cylinder is there, your fire extinguisher is there of red color, then hydrogen cylinder is there, a bucket filled of water is there, and kerosene. Now I think you have got the idea that what the things we are going to read in this chapter. Student, what are the objectives which we are going to read in this chapter? That is combustion and its type. Then we are going to do flame, the next fuel and its type, and what is ideal fuel and what is fossil fuel. So all these type of fuels, combustion, flame, we are going to study in the chapter. Okay. Now let us proceed further. Come to the process combustion. As the name suggests, combustion, the process in which burning of substance in presence of oxygen, which give rise to evaluation of heat and light, is called combustion. I repeat once again, what is combustion? The burning of the process in which burning of any substance in the presence of air or oxygen with evolution of heat and light is called combustion. You can take example of what? We can take example of candle. When candle show combustion, then what will happen? Heat is also coming out and light is also coming out in this type of combustion. So let us do what are combustible substance. Students, substance that burn in presence of oxygen are called combustible substance. For example, wood, coal, petrol, LPG. What is LPG? LPG means liquefied petroleum gas. The gas cylinder which we are using at our home, that gas filled in that cylinder is LPG. Wood you know, coal you know, and petrol you know. Petrol is a fuel which is used in automobiles, isn't it? So what are combustible substance? The substance which burn in presence of oxygen and give heat and light, such are called combustible substance. Now, non-combustible substance, the substance that do not burn in presence of oxygen is called non-combustible substance. For example, water, cement, sand. If you remember that this water and cement we are using for extinguishing fire also. So it is called non-combustible substance. Is it clear to you? And if any substance catch fire only and only when it attains ignition temperature and get sufficient supply of oxygen. So I can say that for combustion we required two conditions, that is ignition temperature and supporter, and then only any combustible substance can be burned. Okay. Now I am going to tell you what is ignition temperature. Students, ignition temperature means the temperature at which the combustion takes place, or we can say the minimum temperature at which combustion takes place. That process is called ignition temperature. Okay. Ignition temperature is always, the ignition start on always at the below temperature of ignition temperature. Okay. For example, any substance start burning at 100 degrees Celsius. Okay. So 100 degree will be the ignition temperature, or the starting temperature at which it start burning. Now let us do type of combustion. There are many type of combustions which are based on the rate and speed at which the substance catch fire. Mainly we have three types. First one is a rapid combustion. What is rapid? As the name suggests, the combustion in which a substance burn very fast with external heat and produce a large amount of heat and flame. That type of combustion is called rapid combustion. Okay, clear to you all? Then we can take examples of it. that is natural gas, LPG and petrol. They are having very low ignition temperature, means they start burning at very low temperature, therefore they have very low ignition temperature. Then comes the second type of combustion, which is called spontaneous combustion. What is spontaneous combustion? The combustion in which a substance burn quickly, okay, without any external heat to produce, okay, that is called spontaneous, which is very fast. Then after that, spontaneous, without any heat, we are not providing any heat to it and still it is burning, spontaneous. So such type of combustion is called spontaneous combustion. For example, phosphorus. In previous chapter we have learned about two type of phosphorus, isn't it? And I have told you that phosphorus is used for making matchsticks and fireworks, okay, and due to this property only phosphorus is used for spontaneous combustion. Then coal dust in mines, they, phosphorus and coal dust both have very low ignition temperature and they show spontaneous combustion. Is it clear to you? Then comes the turn of explosion. As the name suggests, when combustion produce large amount of heat, sound and gas, that type of combustion is called explosion. For example, when any bomb is explode, then what will happen? That a large amount of sound is coming out, gas is coming out and heat also comes out. So whenever bomb or crackers are burnt, they show the combustion type as explosion, okay. Then we categorize the combustion into two categories. One is complete combustion, another one is incomplete combustion. The combustion that takes place in adequate amount of oxygen or air, okay, means there is full supply of oxygen when burning is there, then that type of burning is called complete combustion. For example, water, carbon dioxide, heat, light are the main product formed during complete combustion. And what is incomplete combustion? The combustion that takes place in insufficient or inadequate amount of oxygen or air is called incomplete combustion. You must have seen sometimes your mother says that the LPG cylinder is going to finish. How she came to know that that cylinder is going to finish now? What happens? The vessels, the bottom portion of the vessels start becoming black whenever there is incomplete combustion. And when there is incomplete combustion in the LPG cylinder, when it is the gas amount is less, okay. So by this we can easily say that incomplete combustion has started and a sooty flame start coming out, okay. So incomplete combustion produce soot, that black color flame, with water, carbon monoxide. See, in complete combustion we are getting carbon dioxide, but here now we are getting carbon monoxide, heat and light as the side products. So such type of combustions are called incomplete combustion. So students, in this video we have learned that what is physical change, chemical change, reversible and irreversible changes. Then we have done how oxygen support burning and how carbon dioxide did not support burning. And after that we have done what is combustion, what are combustible substance, what are non-combustible substance, and different type of combustion, rapid combustion with examples, spontaneous combustion and explosion with example. And in the last we have done complete combustion as well as incomplete combustion. In next of the video we are going to study that how this complete and incomplete combustion takes place with the help of an activity. Till then, thank you. Have a nice day.